You're literally muted. You're gonna start the show muted. You want to start the show on mute. That's how we want to do things.
Oh my God! It unplugged my mic just as I went to go live. Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for Dana White's Contender Series. Getting all the kinks out now, but we're here. It's TB Scouting MMA and
the Guru back again for, you guessed it, Dana White's Contender Series, week 1. 10 weeks, right? I mean, we're gonna just rattle them off, do our best to keep going, and we're excited. I mean, more than half of these contestants make it up into the UFC, so we're just kind of getting down on the homework a little early. We love getting involved in a little gambling degeneracy, of course, and we'll say now, and we'll say it, I'm sure, a few times, but our bets, our plays for this, come with like, a cut in the confidence, like a half confidence. There's just a general volatility that comes with Dana White Contender Series, right? There's 3 things you can count on, right? Death, taxes, and some shit to go down on Dana White's Contender Series. So bet carefully and don't blow that UFC bankroll, because we go live on Wednesdays.
that's right. But by doing a little research for this, it prepares us for, like you said, the inevitability of guys like Kevin Borjas and Victor Diaz, and one day making their UFC debut, getting signed up for Contender Series, right? If they're lucky.
Yeah.
So we'll see,
so
man.
You're telling me, but hey, listen, the good part about this that I'm excited about right now is that if either of these guys get signed, I don't have to listen to a TB nickname, because they both have pretty solid nicknames.
Hell yeah. And hey, first off, before we get going, shout out everyone in the chat. We got Daz in the house, as always, supporting the show. We got Plays and Fade Sports. That's right. Dana White Contender Series time. Let's fucking go. So just want to say shout out to all the people that support us as always. Please throw a like on the video. Please subscribe if you somehow haven't already. Really appreciate all you guys joining us. And hey, it's what you came for. We're here to break down Dana White's Contender Series, take a look at some of these prospects and see if there's any value so that we can get some bets off on a Tuesday night, right? So starting off the card here, we're going to go from bottom to the top. We got Kevin Borjas versus El Gallo Negro versus Victor Diaz. Pasoka. Man, this is going to be
so what
this is going to be a banger.
What does Pasoka mean? Do you know?
That's a great question. I feel like we're going to need some help from the friendly people in the chat. What does Victor Diaz's nickname actually mean? It's a great question.
And you could, something is Kevin's is the black something. I don't know. Gallo.
The Black Rooster. Or the
geez.
Or
oh
God. All right. Well,
God.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, ooh, Kevin.
Jesus.
So the question is, what is Kevin packing?
My what God. The fuck?
What the fuck, Kevin Bacon? Now we got Kevin Borjas versus Victor Diaz. Victor Diaz is the heavy favorite here, but he's coming in on 2 weeks' notice. Kevin Borjas was supposed to fight someone or other. Then Hickson Zenadim. He was
supposed to fight Joshua Van.
Van.
He was supposed to fight Rickson Zenadim. And he didn't get visa cleared. So now he is fighting
Pasoka.
Victor Diaz.
Yeah, so Kevin, I mean, I feel like Kevin is kind of all out, do or die on the feet, and he's kind of explosive. He's got some good striking. He's pretty. Oh, wait a second. Here we go. Google Translate says it's peanut candy. All right, interesting. Pasoka.
You didn't give us the lines there, TB.
Yeah, all right, so the heavy favorite Victor Diaz, it's looking like minus 410 listed here on Tapology. We got plus 300 on Kevin Borjas. So El Gallo Negro here, I mean, he's kind of do or die on the feet, and he is explosive from distance. It's just, he in his only career loss, we see him almost get the knockout within the first 30 seconds. But once the fight gets to round 2, he's the one that gets hurt and ends up getting absolutely choked unconscious. So in steps Victor Diaz on 2 weeks' notice. And the question is, Victor Diaz, if you can get your wrestling game going here, I mean, it should be easy pickings. But if Borjas keeps this thing at distance and is able to avoid being taken down, could it be closer than the plus 300? What are you feeling here, Guru?
No, I don't necessarily like on a card that, listen, anything can happen. We've discussed that. I really do like Victor Diaz's game here. He's got the way better training partners, right? He's just taken a picture with Alexander Pantoja over at ATT. He's a trainer there. Okay. He's been working there a while. And now training out of there. He's got a good use of his feints. He uses his inside the calf. He uses the inside calf kick, man. He's got the good use of the body lock takedowns, willing to really use that position and control. And that's where he wants to be. And he's not like, obviously, like, he's got to be not as good somewhere. And it's certainly in the striking, right? The striking defense has some holes, but unless Kevin Borjas clips this guy, he has to put him out. It's his way to win. He's got, of his 8 wins, Kevin Borjas, they're all 8 are by KO, and he's got 5 round 1 finishes. So start seeing a trend on how Kevin wins. This guy Victor Diaz, right? His only 2 losses are by decision, so he's tough. He has significantly more fights than Kevin does, and a much higher competition, right? Kevin had all of his fights in Peru, all of them, on a lower level promotion called Inca FC. And his one loss is to Renzo Mendez, the one time he stepped up to Combate, where, yeah, he basically flatlined the guy. Maybe another ref stops the fight there. But guess what? They didn't. He gassed out and gets submitted. This guy, Victor Diaz, I'm telling you, his jiu-jitsu is legit. Like, high level black belt. Like, not just your black belt, high level black belt.
High level.
And I think that he's going to submit this fool. So I like Victor Diaz as a parlay piece. I like Victor Diaz by submission. And hey, why not? Why not just bet violence in general if you can get a good price on it? We have no prices available other than money line. So we're going to do our best to give us what you think. So I like unders in this fight. I like violence in this fight. And I like Victor Diaz by sub. So, and he's got 4 round 1 finishes himself, but he's also got 2 round 2 finishes and 2 round 3 finishes. He's a guy that, has shown some cardio and durability. So I'm with Victor. I think he earned it.
I feel like Borjas is completely kill or be killed. His 8 wins, 5 of them come in round 1. His 1 loss by finish, where it's not just like he got choked out and like tapped out. The dude like nearly got finished by TKO, absolutely railed on the feet, and then the guy takes his back and just finishes it with a choke. And Kevin didn't tap; he just goes to sleep. So I feel like if you can get better than -410 at fight doesn't go the distance, I'd much rather do that than parlay Victor Diaz. So we'll see what the line drops at, but hey, it might be like one of those -800 deals on the fight doesn't go.
I'm very interested to see what the props might be. So that's how I feel about it.
Nice and easy. Look at that. We are right along to our next fight here. We got Payton Talbott. They don't even want to give him a nickname versus Junior Reyes Cortez. We might know his sister as Tracy Cortez, the one and only
younger sister.
One and only. So the question here is Payton Talbott getting a call up. I mean, the dude's 5-0, but same time, I mean, we don't even get a real posted age on him. I couldn't really find the right answer myself after doing a dig on the Instagram and everything. And Cortez here coming in on his second Dana White Contender Series appearance. We have Talbot as the favorite at -155, Cortez at +130. I mean, at the face-off, we see Talbot is, the taller guy, looks to be in great shape. And I think he really is the real deal when you're talking about an offensive skill set. It's just defensively, he really doesn't bring much to the table yet.
Yeah.
And he hasn't bitten him in the butt so far. But I mean, you see Reyes Cortez, Junior back on the regional scene after losing on his Contender Series appearance. And I mean, he's putting ass whoopings on these guys. I know he doesn't get the finish against Settle, who's like 3-1 at the time. But I mean, he puts the other guy completely out cold, the 2-0 prospect that no one else was signing up to fight. So I got to give Reyes Cortez some credit here. I think he's going to be the more well-rounded fighter overall. I think he's got some solid feints, but I think Guru, you might have been onto something as to why it could be a little sketchy to take that side. But I think we both align here. I think I'm leaning on Cortez as the dog play here. But should we be listening to Zach? Does he know?
Never.
Does he know what's going on? Never.
We never listen to Zach because he doesn't. No, I'm just fucking with you, Zach. We love you, Zach. Zach be hitting those crazy parlays, but Zach be like all upset that we don't say hello, but like he's like too shy to come find us too. So like Zach plays hard to get, but we're gonna meet up. Yeah, dude, Payton Talbot. I'm gonna be honest. Like you really did a great job breaking it down for a change there, TB. He really
Every once in a while.
really does look the real deal. I mean, he looks like a fighter. He's got some pretty crazy tattoos. He's ripped. Dude from Nevada. I don't even know what gym he's training out of. Did you see anything on the IG? I know I saw something on there. Let me see.
So Talbot, it was a smaller gym. It was a smaller gym.
Yeah, I don't see anything out of a gym. Yeah, so I don't even know where he's training out of. An interesting guy, but listen, the offensive skill set is really there. He's got really interesting boxing combinations. He's got some decent cardio. He's got a high pace, vicious and violent. This guy is, and he's got underrated jiu-jitsu. Very underrated, right? He's got a good pace. He likes to walk forward, but he stands straight up and he keeps his hands down, completely disrespecting his opponents. I mean, it's like TB saying it was about his defense. I mean, it's literally problematic. Like he gives no fucks. But he's a young guy at seemingly young-looking guy anyway, because we don't know his fucking age. But he's got that chin. 5-0, hasn't been tested, cracked anyway. And another guy that has 3 round 2 finishes and 2 round 3 finishes. So none of them come in round 1, despite him having all these finishes. 6-0 amateur, 5-0 amateur career. Junior Reyes Cortez, right? The guy that didn't get it done against C-Rod. I start to worry that this fight could look a lot like that, because the guys he fought in Cage Warriors and Fury FC, I mean, they just were really, really, really low level competition, and they didn't have nearly the pace and the offensive pressure that this guy Payton is going to bring. And it makes me worried because Cortez didn't use his wrestling enough in those 2 fights. And against C-Rod, it wasn't effective. The difference is Payton, in all of his fights, has gotten taken down and held down completely. If Cortez has a good game plan, Payton's 24. Good to know. Thank you, Zach. That's why we appreciate you, bud. Hey, guys, listen, make sure you're checking out 4 Ounces of Freedom, man. He's got some good stuff going on over there on his YouTube.
Big time.
Payton is somebody that's gotten taken down in all of his fights and held down for a significant amount of time because he plays jiu-jitsu and he's too willing to lay down there. So if I could know that Cortez was going to have a D1 game plan, I would absolutely take him as a dog here. It makes me much more sketched, and I kind of just want to do just fight doesn't go. Like I kind of just want violence.
Cortez has never been finished.
I know that is really the problem that I have.
I feel like if anything, I would just want to bet this fight goes the distance because I feel. I mean, I get it. I know. Zach's saying he's going to destroy this jabroni.
This is going to sound even crazier. I kind of, if they give me the right line, I would take it over 1.5 because I think the finish, no matter if it happens, if it's happening late, this guy Talbot, all his finishes happen late. And Cortez has never been finished. And I think it would happen through a barrage of punches, like a standing TKO type thing. But otherwise, you're right. A fight goes the distance is actually interesting.
All right. Sounds good. So
I do like that.
We are
because you might get plus money on that. We actually might find plus money on that.
We are moving along.
Because you're a little skeeter.
No, because you're saying the same thing.
I'm over talking.
So we got exactly. So we got Caio Machado, Bigfoot, versus Big Tits, Kevin Szaflarski. Oh my God, it's the matchup of big body parts. But yeah, Caio Machado. Listen, I feel like at plus 110 now, and Szaflarski minus 130. I feel like the line just keeps getting wider and wider even from here. Szaflarski is going to have the size advantage. And it looks like he kind of knows his way around some in and out movement. Tricky little underhooks into a trip. It's just like you look at the competition he's been fighting. And I mean, he's fighting guys that are like 5'9" in the heavyweight division. And just, one guy literally just goes, I'm going to like fake the glove touch and just like sprint immediately into trying to go to a takedown. And that's the guy that he like leg locks early in his career. It looked like the guy was like literally trying to throw the fight. I get that was his only like chance to try to catch him by surprise, but it just goes to show Kevin Szaflarski, I mean, not the greatest competition. So then you go and you flip on the Caio Machado tape.
Oh my God.
And Jesus
Lee
Christ.
Main. Don't you talk bad about my boy Lee Main. My man is 54 years old, taking on, and he's actually the father of UFC vet Jordan Main, which I did not realize, which is just amazing. But yeah, so Lee Main, 54, now 56, just won a fight in 2023, mind you. Lee Main, 54 years old, taking him on. He fought this guy twice, Caio Machado, and it wasn't enough that he finished him in round 1 by ground and pound. No, he had to go back and do it 7 months later and armbar him in round 1.
He broke a 53-year-old dude's arm. What the fuck, bro? Come on.
It was good, man.
No, listen.
I came in ready to fade Caio, but after watching whatever I could of Kevin Szaflarski, I'm extremely unimpressed. My thought is that I don't care if Kevin's a little bit bigger or even maybe a bit better striker. Whatever happens in the clinch is going to be negligible because Kyle's going to turn him out, and then if it goes to the ground, he's going to get submitted. Sure, Szaflarski's a decent enough BJJ himself, but Kyle's much better in the jiu-jitsu, and Kevin hasn't seen anything like it. He just hasn't faced a BJJ guy. He's fighting all these fucking can strikers in Poland.
Yeah.
Like he's not fighting somebody from Brazil with that level of jiu-jitsu.
That's fair. I respect that point. And Machado as a dog now, getting a little interested. He does do some extremely stupid stuff. And let me tell you, Lee Main, the 53-year-old, was landing some legitimate strikes on him as well. So I was a little bit sketched out.
But Kevin Szaflarski's KOs are like not like he's got 5 subs. Jeez. He's got a couple ground and pounds. So
what if this fight goes the distance?
I know. I think it's like the other way. I think it's like definitely fight
Machado by sub.
That's what I have on my dart throw. Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Maybe I could be talked into something degenerate. Yeah, it's thanks, Pink. Thanks for joining. Appreciate all you guys in the chat. If you haven't already, please throw a like on the video. There's more people in here than have thrown a like, so make sure you're doing the right thing out there, please.
And share that around, yo.
Yeah. Show it to your grandma. Actually, don't, because she'll know we're stealing from her couch cushions.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't show it to grandma.
Just no. What you need to do is you log on to listen. So you create her an email address, then you create her a YouTube account, and then you go subscribe again, so we can get to 500. Bam.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I can't even fucking. I don't know. This one kind of sucks, but I guess I lean Machado. But I can see Szaflarski being like a fucking Mick Parkin, where it's like, oh, his tape is level competition, but he's just like,
no. But Mick Parkin was actually kind of slick, yo. This guy's not slick.
Fair enough.
He's fighting. He's fighting 9-5, 7-1, 2-2, 6-1, 1-0, 17-10, 7-4, 4-12.
Yeah. But fucking Caio Machado's fighting Lee Main.
Yeah, not good. 0-0, 1-0, 4-0, 0-0, 2-1, 11-14.
Wow. Just want to say you people in the chat made it happen real quick. We got a lot of likes real quick.
We got that peanut candy real quick.
That peanut that Pasoka.
Pasoka.
All right, so we're moving along. Honestly, this might be the fight that I'm most excited for on the card. We got Big Train Tom Nolan versus the Unleashed Bogdan Grad.
Big Train in the UFC. Woo!
Not yet though. Look at this bicep. We got
Look at this
bicep. So Big Train, he's gonna have to face Big Bicep, the Unleashed, Bogdan Grad. I mean, Grodd looked fucking stacked at the weigh-in, and then they faced off, and you're like, oh shit, Tom Nolan has a 6-inch height advantage.
Crazy stuff. 5'9" to 6'3".
Same time, you watch Tom Nolan's fights. This guy, I mean, he's a big train, man. I mean, he just goes forward and goes crazy, and to his own detriment. I mean, I've seen this dude controlled by some inferior fighters, controlled, giving his back up, giving up body triangles, and he perseveres, gets the next round, and is able to kind of weather the storm and take over again. But I mean, Bogdan Grad, he just shows a higher level of feints, management from distance. He throws combos at multiple levels. He even mixed in a little bit of wrestling we were looking for.
Oh yeah.
So I think Tom Nolan here, the hips don't lie. He's giving him up. He's coming forward. Bogdan should be a little bit more careful as the underdog and keeps on sliding further. Man, I know there's a big size differential, but as we saw, I mean, sometimes it doesn't do everything for you if you don't know how to use your reach and your distance to your advantage. So we're going Bogdan Grad here. What do you think, Guru?
Yeah, no, like you said, we're going Bogdan Grad. I really liked his striking. I thought he was the way more technical guy. And I felt like, yeah, Tom Nolan's gonna have big pace and big strikes, but Bogdan, when necessary, is gonna grapple. And he has 2 subs. I'm telling you, this guy has really good jiu-jitsu. Look out. If he gets Tom Nolan's back, he's submitting him. I promise you.
Yeah.
This guy, he's in an unbelievable shape. He's honestly, I look like an idiot. I won't even look like an idiot. If he gets starched round 1, I'm still not wrong at what I'm telling you. But listen to me. I think he's the most well-rounded fighter I saw on this whole card, other than who I also liked a lot. What's his name? Diaz. I like Diaz a lot too, but I actually think Bogdan Grad was more well-rounded. I'm telling you, like this guy's fucking legit, and I like him to get it done here. So if somebody's going to sleep though, this is guaranteed violence.
Yeah, this is gonna be a train crash, that's for sure.
Bogdan is scared, right, bud? I'm telling you, Gordo.
Terrifying.
Really terrifying. I was really impressed with what I saw. And he's got explosive spinning attacks too. Like he's not just your run-of-the-mill guy.
Oh not at all. I'm really looking forward to watching him fight. Probably, I mean, Tom Nolan is probably the biggest, scariest dude he's fought so far. So I can't wait to see him do it again. And I got plus 100. I thought the line was going to flip the other way. I'm going to throw down a tiny bit more if the line keeps getting wider. Just
one more thing about Tom Nolan. It's just like, you know how many profiles we make? I literally wrote violent intentions on his profile. They're fighters. They're all fighters. But you know how sick you have to be that I write violent intentions on your profile?
Ooh, that's
the way I epitomize it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, T.
So I gotta say here, I love that. That sounds like a emo or like crazy like screamo band.
Diego Lopes cut my life into pieces. Yeah. This is my high school haircut.
So, and violent intentions, let me tell you, my high school band, no good intentions. How about that?
That's what it was? God. What did you play?
Sketchy. I was lead singer. Can you believe?
No, you weren't.
Yes. And I had
Jesus Christ.
I
had let my you haircut. Sing?
Dog,
you
seriously.
Can't sing.
So anyway.
Can you?
I was in some musicals in high school too, dog. I was chucking Footloose, you dick.
That's just having low testosterone. That's different.
True. All right. Well, anyways, now that everyone knows about my low T issues, we're on to the last fight of the evening. We got César Almeida versus Lucas Fernando. I don't know. He's Brazilian.
Lucas squared.
Yeah, Lucas squared Fernando. No, I mean he's Brazilian. They probably do like the one name thing. It's like soccer, like Lucas. Anywho, you got Cezinha. He fought Payton Pereira on the
Glory
regional
stage.
Scene. Yeah, right.
Not the regional scene, the glory scene, kickboxing.
I'll show you. Glory.
You fought him all the way down that rod over there. Fucking Jamocha. No, they were glory kickboxers, and he actually fought Alex Pereira 3 times, beat him once, 3 decisions. So obviously a tough SOB.
SOB. Well, what's he gonna do when Lucas Fernando changes levels?
That is the question, right? César Almeida. When you watch him fight, he's only had 3 MMA fights. Well, his first one was in 2016, mind you, and he had 2 in 2021 and hasn't had any since. Has a couple kickboxing fights. Meanwhile, lost a kickboxing fight in February of this year, mind you. So this is his first MMA fight in 2 years. But I'm telling you, when I say he has nuclear power, that guy's still asleep. Like they just left him there. They just left him there. They shut down the lights of the arena. They just let him sleep in the cage. Like that's it. Like that's it. They didn't even bother. So he's got crazy, crazy power. Do not be surprised if he nukes Fernando. However, Fernando himself has really, really good kickboxing, has an ability and a willingness to hold in the clinch, work in the clinch, and unlike Cesar Almeida, will be willing to take the fight to the ground and can work it there. Has 2 submission wins. So they both guys' weaknesses are fairly similar. If either one was fading a grappler, it would be a very interesting tale for them. But I think Fernando has the grappling upside. He's got the experience upside, at least with MMA experience. And he's also bigger. He's 3 inches bigger and decent reach. But again, this guy Cesar, nuclear power. But his MMA fights, but nuclear.
Nuclear.
Nuclear?
No,
nuclear?
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's nuclear.
Whatever. Anyway, he literally is all of his knockouts have ended in the first round, but one was 45 seconds in, one was a minute in, and the other was just at the end of round 1. So nuclear.
Yeah. Well, what I could say to you, Caesar home.
What?
Planet of the Apes, Caesar.
Dude, take your monkey ass and get the fuck out of you get out of here. We don't take kindly to your tops around here.
Cezinha, forgive me. Lucas Fernando for the dub.
Yeah.
I hate the idea of parlaying chalk on this card.
Well, so you parlay some violence. You parlay like this fight not to go the distance with even like one of the last ones, whichever ones we said a bunch of them, honestly. We like a lot of violence on this card.
Yeah. I'll say that instead of parlaying Fernando minus 270 and Diaz minus 400, just parlay those 2 fights don't go the distance. I like that a lot better. So,
or you can parlay them both.
Let me tell you something. Do whatever the fuck you want.
That's not what we recommend. Yeah, we tried our best to give everybody like how we felt about all these fights, a couple of different ways to break them down. I expect a lot of violence and a lot of volatility.
Yeah. At the end of the day, enjoy yourself. It's Dana White Contender Series. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't blow your whole fucking bankroll. We're trying to bet on Saturdays, but doing a little extra tape for some prospects coming in, it keeps you sharp on the week to week. So it is really fun seeing these guys as they get signed, coming to the UFC, off their wins. Now it seems like every win gets signed unless you're on a beach type of night. But yeah, just make sure you guys do 2 things for us, please. Once this video is posted, comment your best bets below would be awesome. And make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe. So, Guru, why don't you do I'm not going to say it's what you do best, but why don't you do what you do really well, my friend? Take us away.
Yeah, listen, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to our little Dana White Contender Series show. We'll be hopefully doing this every Monday, 9:00 here. So let's keep it rolling. And we're still keeping it rolling with Wednesdays. We're in the midst of this crazy streak. So this Wednesday, we will be breaking down Rafael dos Anjos versus Vicente Luque, UFC Apex. We're bringing in John Kelly DFS. Very, very excited to have him on. And we're excited. So it's gonna be sick. And then we got a fucking pay-per-view next week, which is just nuts. So stick around. And more Dana White Contender Series. So stick around, share it, subscribe, and put those alerts on. Gordo, we appreciate you, bud. Make sure you're on the Plays and Fades channel if you haven't already somehow done that. Go check him out. He's always putting out good content. So yeah, guys, everybody take care and see you Wednesday.